2,000 years later.
Not even a scratch.
Yeah. Oh, God. Have you ever thought of how bleak this future is?
What do you mean by the many internet trolls that now exist?
Yeah, I mean, it's been centuries since there's been a really good YouTube channel.
Oh yes, you're talking about where we descended from. Reeltime.
Yes, if memory serves me correctly, they didn't do a video since their Reeltime Awards episode for 2014, where they explicitly promised to make more videos.
Alas, but what you're missing is the fact that they got jobs.
Jobs?
Yes, jobs. Peasant fins of the past.
The past, Kyle. That's the answer. We have to go to the past to tell our descendants to make more episodes. That is the only way to save the future.
But I have dinner 10 minutes in the future from now.
There's no time for dinner, Kyle. We must save the future. The future. It depends on it.
Two 2,000 years earlier.
Oh, dude, look. I totally bought a Pikachu today. Look at him, it's so cool.
Pikachu? Pikachu's such a common. I mean, compared to my Shulk. Who? Shulk. You know, Shulk. Xenoblade, mate. Xenoblade.
Who ever heard of Shulk before Super Smash Bros?
Oh, such a commoner.
Well, at least I don't unbox my rares.
They need to be free, alright?
You're such a nerd.
You're like a more amiibo. Yeah, I'm like a more amiibo.
Nerd. Oh, Mega Man. My God, they're even more beautiful than I ever imagined.
Beautiful they may be, but look at their hands.
The thing that killed Reeltime.
Amiibos.
And also jobs.
Oh yes, and jobs, but Amiibos, mate.
Yeah, Amiibos, yes,
Yeah. Forget the peasant.
Hey, don't talk bad about my Amiibo, okay?
Amiibo.
That Amiibo, yeah.
Who are those good-looking guys? We're you from the future.
Well, technically speaking, we're clones. Oh, do you have the numbers for this week's lottery? No, nothing useful like that. We want you to make more real-time videos.
Hey, cut us some slack. You know, we've been doing a lot of YouTube videos, actually. And we're not talking about the Let's Play stuff. Oh.
You go 2,000 years without filming a single episode. Hey, you fancy future folk can't tell us what to do.
Yeah, it's a time paradox.
Time paradox?
Hello everybody and welcome to
Reeltime.
Ages.
Yes, apparently 2,000 years worth.
Yes, it is. Welcome to the future.
Yes, welcome to the future. The future is future that ever futured.
Future here, apparently.
Yes, and we like to disclose that Amiibos are not the reason why we haven't been filming.
But a job, yes.
Yeah.
Just we're gonna make this brief, but you know, we haven't given up on Reeltime or anything. It's just hard. I've got a full-time job.
It's
Rob's
hard.
got a very jobby job.
I got a jobby job.
And it's just
And we have Amiibos as well.
Yeah. No, we've been a bit distracted, but we've also been very busy, and we want to make things more often, but we're not going to make promises this time. So today we're going to do probably because Inside Out came out fairly recently in the UK, and you know, what did you think of it? It was a good film, wasn't it?
It's an amazing film.
So we're going to decide to rate our top, not 10 this time. We're going to go for top 5 Pixar films.
Just a quick disclaimer before we begin. We are actually excluding Inside Out from this top 5 video, like we did for Frozen in our Disney video.
And the reason being for that is Inside Out is still very, very new to us. We really loved it. It was a really, really good film. Great characters, great story and everything. However, because it's still fresh in our minds, you know, it's very easy to put it in the top 5, so I'd rather wait until it came out on DVD until I had a bit more time with it to decide where it stands.
So, summing up, Inside Out isn't going to be in the top 5. What? He's not going to put Inside Out in the top 5? What is wrong with these two?
I'm just angry for the sake of being angry!
What is that voice inside my head?
I don't know, it sounds like a very, very forced joke put into a video, but I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway, top 5.
Number 5.
Monsters Inc.
Yes, Monsters Inc. Yes, possibly the most dangerous job in history.
And also maybe the most fun job in history, depending on the type of monster you are. But Monsters Inc. was really, really good, and I remember watching it for the first time when I was like yee-high and just laughing my head off in the opening sequence when that monster's just trying to scare the little, it's like the doll in the scare factory.
Yeah,
Like,
very unconvincing doll. But yeah, it basically tells the story of Mike and Sully. They work at the scare factory and
they get a child!
Yes, they have a kid.
The thing is, it's kind of got like that family bond and shows that, anyone can be accepted, despite, regardless if you're a monster or a human. But it's, how do I put it? It's the feels of the film, like, the whole bond between Sully and Boo, and also Mike and Boo, and like, watching that relationship grow as it goes along. It's really, really heartwarming.
And at the time, the animation was really groundbreaking. Like the fur on Sully's back. This is what 2003, 2004. This film came out.
A documentary on that one actually, and they actually animate each fur, like each hair strand individually.
Yeah,
which is.
I mean, God, it's like trying to animate your hair. I mean, imagine how difficult that would be.
Animate this, bitch.
Yeah.
Animate this.
Yeah, do that. I guess you could only say the only negative thing to be found out of this is when Pixar made the mistake of thinking they needed to give an unnecessary prequel to it in Monsters University.
However, we're not going to discuss Monsters University here. I mean, it was still good. But, yeah, we discussed it in episode 2 in a kind of little crossover video.
Yes, with Despicable Me Too.
So, yeah, go ahead and go give it a watch. But, watch the rest of this video first. Think about our analytics.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, number 4.
Number 4.
Finding My Pet Fish. Wait, what? No, that's not right.
That would have made such a better title for the movie. Finding My Pet Fish.
Yeah, we could have just shot that kid in braces in the ocean. But anyway, Finding Nemo! Finding Nemo!
Again, really simple storyline, well, all things considered. It's just a dad's quest to find his son who's been kidnapped.
But this is the take on the adventure genre, but like how they take different parts of the ocean and incorporate it into the plot. I mean, like we have a minefield, we have the jellyfish part, the turtles.
You have a therapy group for sharks.
And that's another thing that, once again, Pixar's charm and just making such good characters. Like a character like Bruce, put him in a DreamWorks film, and I would forget Bruce's name, the shark's name. I mean, they just made him so memorable and lovable.
Yeah, it's like that that DreamWorks film about sharks. What was it called?
It was a film about sharks.
It was a tale about
sharks. Oh,
sharks.
we're talking about the one with Will Smith.
Yeah, it was a tale about sharks. I can't remember what the name was called. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
I love how you're like, it's a tale about sharks.
Yes, it was a very clever pun.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. But anyway, back to Finding Nemo. Again, animation was really groundbreaking at the time when you see the kind of shots in that film with all the schools of fish and all that stuff.
Like the ocean effects as well were really good. Like, I mean, I remember some of the shots where it's just above water.
Yeah.
And like you can see the ocean panning down, or just sometimes like the fish jumping out of the water, and it's really like the water effects are just so darn realistic, and like you can even see like the water pouring off some of the characters.
Yeah.
It's really, really.
And again, for the time it was made, I mean, it holds up so well today. And it has to be said, Dory is one of the most lovable Pixar characters ever made.
But let's just hope they don't ruin the character Dory, because they're now making a Finding Nemo sequel with Finding Dory. I think that's coming out in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's one of the things going back to...
Let's hope you don't mess up Pixar, because we didn't really need a sequel, but...
No, not really.
But you know what? If you do keep the creativity up and actually manage to make a very good plot, then, okay, we'll let you have that.
Plus, especially when you consider what probably would happen to fish in real life, it makes it a much more bleak story.
Nom 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 nom.
Nom 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 nom.
Number 3.
WALL-E. Oh, I love this film so much. Personally, it should be higher. I
love how it just manages to make a... Like, the first half of the film, there's like no dialogue in it whatsoever.
None at all.
And that's the first... I know we could have talked about like animation and whatever jazz, but I just had to bring that up straight away. I just love how the first 30 minutes are told with no dialogue, yet it's so clear, concise, and just charming. Just to watch this little robot just do his own jazz. And it has to be said that given all the vast array of characters you've had in Pixar's history, how many filmmakers could give so much emotion to a robot who can't speak coherently? His facial expressions are very limited, and he is just the most lovable little box of metal.
It is. That is purely
eyes are
it.
what give him his emotion.
And, you know, brilliant story which kind of reflects some of the problems in the real
It's
world.
a very relatable story. You know what? That story could actually, you know, be very, very true. Millions of, you know, thousands of years into the future or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know what though? I wouldn't mind being one of those fat guys in the little suit for a while.
Oh, what? What? The guy's wheeling about on their things going...
I mean, they got everything at a click of a button. I mean, I said for a while, I'd want to get up and lose a bit of weight after a bit. But I think for what it's worth, like being part of a group of fat guys who just falls down as the ship plummets sideways, I'd be up for that for a day.
It has to be said as well that we have said about the other films, about when they were made, about the animation. The animation in this film is pretty much photorealistic. All the textures look incredibly real.
But just a quick question before we move on to the next one. Who got a GLaDOS vibe from the main machine on the spaceship? I can't remember the spaceship's name at the moment. But like there's obviously the spoiler territory, but one of the villains in it, or the villain of this film, is pretty much the ship itself that Wally finds.
Oh, damn,
and it's got a little red eye that kind of pops in, talks to the characters, and it's kind of a bit cold, calculating. I can't remember its name, but it reminds me of GLaDOS from the Portal series. That's all I wanted to chuck.
Actually, it would have been brilliant if they got her to voice the character. But actually, I think did it come out before Portal? Did it?
I think
2008.
Oh, you know what? They clash. They clash pretty much. What was it?
Oh wow! Sigourney Weaver voices.
2007.
Sigourney Weaver voices the ship's computer. Ah.
It's 2007 anyway.
Oh, okay. And Wally was made in 2008. Right. Let me just quickly find the. No, continue to cite. I want to find what this character's name is. Voice. all the only credits are given is voice. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
really not that
anyway.
important.
But yeah,
But yeah,
it's a very good story, and it has to be said, the scene where Wally and Eve are dancing in space with the fire extinguisher, it is just so beautiful, and the soundtrack to this film, it's so lovely.
I think the scene that sticks in my mind the most, actually, other than the silent bit at the beginning, is at the very end when Eve's trying to talk to Wally, and I'm not going to go into any further spoilers, but oh my god, the heartstrings.
Damn heartstrings, man, they're pulled down on them. Although it has to be said, why have we even given spoiler warning? Surely everyone watching this video has seen these 5 films.
And if you haven't,
shame
you've got
on
homework.
You. Shame.
Homework. No, don't shame them. That'll push them
Okay,
away.
Homework, yes. But anyway, Wally, great story, great message, great animation, just great everything.
And now that takes us to the next number 2.
Is it 2? It is 2, yes.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, number 2.
Yes, number 2, yeah.
The family drama. That's also a superhero film.
It's the Avengers!
The Incredibles. And as I pretty much just mentioned, The Incredibles is a family drama mixed as a superhero film. But like, I guess when you say superhero film, well, I guess you could say it's like the Avengers or like the Fantastic Four group.
Yeah. I think that's what helps when you've got multiple superheroes that have to work together, is that it feels like a dysfunctional family. But this literally is a dysfunctional family. And again, it really comes home to its audience. You know, you got Bob who works in the boring office job, and you just think anyone who's working in an office would think, I really want to have superpowers so I can just go fight someone.
So fight crime. And then we've got like the mum who's just living the typical motherly life, you know, trying to look after the kids, you know.
And she also has elastic powers.
And then of course we've got the 2 children. We've got
Flash.
We've got Flash, the youngest boy.
Is it Flash?
It's something like that.
Yeah,
Flash of steroids. And we've got him who's like really super quick. You know, gives Sonic the Hedgehog a run for his money.
Oh, I see what you did there. A run for his money. Very good. Pound it. Boom.
And then we've got Violet, who has what is it, like shield powers? You know, it's the
teenage hormones.
Yeah, it's the one we don't really care about.
I don't want to be seen.
But
And then you've got the baby whose name escapes me. Jab.
There's that Jab and Jab.
Jab.
But anyway, who can
Explode.
pretty much just learn he's got transformation powers, pretty much.
He's the Hulk, pretty much. Yeah.
But anyway, enough about the powers. But what makes Incredibles so good is it's relatable. Dysfunctional family. They have typical family problems, but they manage to make it feel like, you know, it's like a superhero film of the past, not like what Marvel films are now.
It is like an old-fashioned style superhero movie.
But they take the superhero genre and they manage to mould it so perfectly and even pick at superhero elements like capes.
Monologuing as well.
But one scene that always sticks in my mind is the scene where they're I think it's Flash. You know, we're going to probably look this up later.
Dash. It's Dash.
Oh, I'm going to see, but so pretty much what sticks in my mind is one of the action scenes actually where Dash is running away from these guys and they're like in these like propeller machines, you know.
They could be planes, they could be planes or helicopters, but we'll just call them propeller machines.
They're propeller machines. And there's always a sequence where it's just, you know, it's animated to keep up with Dash as he's speeding across water, and then it literally cuts towards the end where the whole family fights together against these people.
Yeah.
And it just seems like that. It's just really wow, and it lets your inner child, but also, you know, you let your inner child just go wow.
And it has to be
it's so over the top. Wow.
It has to be said as well that it gave us one of the best animated villains of all time in Syndrome.
Syndrome is actually a comic book nerd gone haywire.
Exactly.
It's like, you know, when you see these comic book nerds, let's use movie adaptations for example. It's not like the movie. The comic book version had etc. scene and the character did this and there was a lesbian scene. But like, you know, you just imagine you take that typical comic book nerd that gets pissed off over the smallest of things, and they gave him superpowers. Just what? Well, I wonder what would happen to Marvel and DC Studios. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I also want to mention that The Incredibles is also getting a sequel in a few years,
which is actually one that we want.
I can't wait for it. But I wanted to mention one thing. Every Pixar sequel always focuses on the side characters.
It does, doesn't it?
Like, Toy Story was more about Buzz's adventure instead of Woody's one. Let's see, Finding Dory's coming out, which is focused on Dory. And Monsters Inc. was focused on Mike.
Cars 2 was focused on
Mater.
that stupid thing.
Mater.
Yeah, whatever it is.
So what if this one was about Frozone trying to find his super suit?
Oh, that would be so good.
Where is my super suit?
Absolutely superb. Absolutely fantastic.
But anyway, right, should we move on to number one?
Yes, drum roll, please. Number one.
Number one.
Yes, it's a story about toys, and that's exactly what it says in the title.
So our number one is not just Toy Story.
It's pretty much the trilogy.
Because if we decided to go the whole trilogy, two of those films would most likely be in this spot. So we thought we'd just put in.
Yeah, might as well.
But yeah, Toy Story is our number one, and I guess in a way, the comments could be like, we saw it coming, or it's a bit of a cop out.
Yeah, especially considering that it was the first one they did, and the first feature-length CGI animated film that they did.
But it's magical. Toy Story is just like, it's pretty much what every child imagines when they get up. And I think as well for our generation, we kind of grew up with Andy as the trilogy went along.
Yeah, I think our generation is the best. Because we're
90s kids.
Woo! It is just brilliant, and the imagination with it. And it has to be said, Toy Story 3 was such a relief after the slight disappointment of Toy Story 2 compared to the first film.
Toy Story 2 was not a disappointment.
Compared to the first one, it was.
It was such an amazing film.
Yeah, it's alright. Well, it was originally meant to be a direct-to-video release. And then they turned it into a cinema release film.
Well, it was still amazing, I'm just going to chuck that out there.
Toy Story 3 was freaking incredible because you could tell they were putting absolutely everything into that film.
I think it's fair to say though, there's a lot of creativity that goes behind the Toy Story movies.
Less so with their new short films. Have you ever watched them?
Yeah, no, I like the short films. But I don't really want to put them in the same category. I don't want any negativity in number one.
You don't want any negativity in this video, man. But yeah, it has to be said, great voice cast, Tom Hanks, Tim Allen.
Fantastic soundtrack as well.
Yeah, Randy Newman.
The instrumental pieces that do come along with it. I still remember bits from like Pizza Planet sequences.
Yeah.
And as well, like I also remember the incinerator scene in the music that plays during the incinerator scene of Toy Story 3.
It has to be said that there wouldn't have been a single person of our age group watching that final scene in Toy Story 3 that didn't get teary. And if you are, you literally don't have a soul. Wow. I'm just putting that out there.
Oh, yeah, it was a bit OTT.
Yeah, well, I feel very strongly about that scene.
Clearly you do.
Yes, I do.
Clearly
yes,
you do. But yeah, there's not much we can actually say about the whole trilogy. It was just really, really well crafted.
One thing I have to say though is Toy Story 3. It pretty much ended with the view of ending it permanently, where it felt like the end.
Are you leading on to what I think it is?
Yeah. Are you excited or quite nervous about Toy Story 4?
I just don't see the point in Toy Story 4. Like Toy Story, as you said, it ended perfectly. Andy gave up his toys. He grew up with the rest of the audience and was like, it was like part of the story really, even though it didn't focus on Andy much, was about him accepting that he has to move on from his toys, even if he doesn't use them anymore.
I wonder what Sid's up to these days.
He's the bin man. He was the bin man in Toy Story.
Oh god,
3.
yeah, he was, yeah.
Gosh, can you freaking learn your Pixar?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't get every single hidden Easter egg or whatever it's called in these films.
Yeah.
God, blimey.
But yeah, so yeah, fantastic film, and Toy Story 4 is coming, and I mean, it might still be really, really good.
Yeah.
It really matters on the ideas they incorporate in it. But as a trilogy, nothing will damage what made this trilogy so great, and
Exactly,
it's great characters, great. Freaking the choreography was amazing.
And it has to be said, Lotsa Huggin' Bear from Toy Story 3, he was one of those villains. Unlike Syndrome, he was actually a very menacing villain, like almost Scar level. In fact, not even Scar level, because Scar, he was scary, but he was funny at the same time. Lotsa Huggin' Bear, he's like a proper movie
Well, he's
villain.
got the whole tragic backstory thing going for him.
But he's scary as well. He's very ruthless as well, which makes him scarier. And yeah, I think Toy Story 3 was the perfect way to end it. And yeah, I'll go into Toy Story 4 with an open mind, but the whole time I'd just be thinking, what is the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, right.
Shut up!
Stop being popular. We're trying to end the video here.
I'm so sorry.
But anyway, right. So that concludes our top 5,
Yes.
and it was quite exciting. It was nice to do this again.
Been good to get back into the swing of things, and we absolutely promise on our future Clones Lives 2,000 years into the future that we are going to do our utmost to try and bring you regular videos.
We don't know when that is. We're both very, very busy people, but we love doing this.
We love each other.
Oh God, shoot me.
If you enjoyed this video, feel free to press the subscribe button down there, or if you'd like to hit the comment button to leave a comment, or if you'd like to follow us on Twitter, or if you'd like to make banners about us. Yes, let's plug everything. We got merchandise which we haven't made yet, but our future selves told us about this. Yep.
And of course, as well, Rob also does loads of individual videos about me, so do check his videos out. His trailer reactions that he doesn't inform me about.
I didn't know that you knew about that.
Anyway, well, thank you very much for your time, everyone.
Now, how about your Let's Play videos then, huh? Yeah.
And that's a different channel, Robert.
Which you can find here.
Wait,
Why did I just plug that? That's your job.
Anyway, catch you next time, guys.
Anyway, take care.
Charles.
So, when do you want to film the next episode then?
Whenever we get the chance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm busy because I pre-ordered the new Mewtwo amiibo, so yeah.
Well.
And I'm waiting for the Falco amiibo to come out.
Once the Shovel Knight amiibo comes out, you know.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to put off Reeltime till our amiibo situation.
Have you ever tried Shovel Knight? The Shovel Knight amiibo allows co-op.
Ooh.
So we can do some co-ops.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Right, sorted.